Hello everyone, it is me, Yi King, and we're back with another unboxing. For today's unboxing, we got a new combiner team to take a look at. Wow, one of the members, because the rest are coming out next year. But we got from Transformers, Age of the Primes, Deluxe Class, Vortex. And yeah, like I said, the rest of the team members are coming out next year. I know Blastoff and Brawl, they're supposed to be part of Wave 1 for Age of the Prime, so I gotta pick them up because I really want to do Bruticus. And I do plan on picking up one of the aerial bots this year because I just like it as a standalone member. But maybe if I have some extra funds, maybe I'll try doing Superion as well next year. But it's going to be focused on Bruticus, but if I have extra funds, I'll try to do Superion as well because he kind of looks cool. But yeah, like I said, it says 1 out of 5 for Bruticus. And not like Devastator, it actually means 1 out of 5 because there's 5 members because, you know, Onslaught's a body, then Swindle, Brawl, Blastoff, and Vortex make up the limb, so actually it's 5 members. But yeah, also you have the fender box showing off the window. Apparently well, at least from one person at least. I think maybe a couple people will sing as well, but I know at least one person saying this should be retooled into Alpha Bravo, which at the time of recording, I do not know who Alpha Bravo is. If I can remember, maybe if I have a picture and I have some such remember, I'm like, so that's who Alpha Bravo is. My guess is maybe he's like the helicopter for the Protector bots that form the female combiner. That's my guess of who Alpha Bravo is. But yeah, Ozzy says 1 of 5 for Bruticus. Takes 19 steps, go from robot to helicopter, ages 8+. Flip up here, it just says Combaticon Vortex. Oh, Hasbro down there. You flip over here, it just says like till all one with a couple of primes featured, deluxe class in different languages. Over here just shows what Bruticus is supposed to look like. Collect to combine, 1 of 5. And yeah, Swindle is pretty much censored because he's the one that hasn't been shown off yet. Because Onslaught, we got like a 3D gray model render as digital only. And then obviously, like I said, Brawl and Blastoff are shown off. And obviously we have Vortex, so it makes sense why they're censoring Swindle. I think Swindle's supposed to be like wave 3 or 4. Because it's supposed to come out the Onslaught. And Onslaught's going to be released around the summer because that's when you do Commanders. So, I'm guessing 3 or 4. Unless Wave 2 comes after Onslaught, like before fall, then maybe Wave 2. But I'm just taking a guess and saying 3 or 4. Flip down here. Just some mumbo jumbo, includes a figure and 4 pieces. That's interesting. And we flip back here, it's a beautiful barcode. And more than meets the eye authentic, so that means it's an authentic Transformers product. And then it just shows Vortex in the back, and it's just saying again, takes 19 steps, go from robot to helicopter mode, which, you know, that's pretty cool. But yeah, without further ado, let's pop them open. Let's be careful when using scissors or anything sharp, especially if you're a youngin'. And I gotta start cutting up these boxes. Not like cutting them up like destroy, but just like start cutting anything under the tab, because I just have them stored in like a U-Haul box and it's getting full, so I gotta like start cutting out the bottoms and like collapsing them in so it makes for more space. There. Tilt. Pull. Close. Okay, so now it makes sense what I say for. This is like your mumbo jumbo paper, warning choking hazard. I don't actually know what this stuff does. I think it's just like the terms and agreement paper. Well, I'm gonna be careful them at the end of the day. Here's our instruction booklet. Whee! I wonder if that actually shows how you combine. So it just tells you what you're supposed to do. Yeah, because you know you got the 3 guns, but I forgot like the rotary blade comes as a separate piece, so that counts. Oh, I guess you can put it on his arm to make it look like a shield. That's pretty cool. Okay, so when it comes to the steps, you I mean, it does say you can remove it, but apparently you can keep it on. It just makes it easier if you do remove it, but apparently you can keep it on, so I will keep it on. I know with Heat Wave I thought you could, but you actually are just supposed to straight up pot form for Heat Wave, but this one's like an optional pot forming. And then there he goes. It's weird, when I see people put him on Superior, and they always put him on this side of the arm. I never see him on this one, unless the image is always flipped in my head. But me keep that off to the side. Whee! Alright, now we played a counting game, but let's get this off first. That sucked. Alright, let's just do this. Wow, I suck at this, don't I, folks? No air bubble underneath the playmat. This should not take this much effort. It's a simple little bag. You should not be this much effort to get out some simple guns. Alright, there we go. Whee. Just gonna put that off to the side over here. Alright, let's get started. So, let's see. One. If I can get my scissors into it. Come on. Okay, hang on. One. So I got it out. One. So one plastic strip is for that thing, and then 2, 3, 4. So 3 plastic strips for Vortex himself, but 4 in general. Alright, here's our guy. Okay. So I gotta look at the instructions to see how to do this. So for whatever reason, my feet would just transform to my copy. I got it. It's just his feet have collapsed together, but I got them uncollapsed. Alright, and then for his rotary blade, you just split it open. And like they said, you can either like store it on his back, or you could put it on his arm because he has a port right there. So if you want to like give him like an arm blade, you could. But I look stupid, so F that. Alright, because I said F that, that's why you're not going in. Alright, there we go. Where does this blasters go? I'm looking at the instructions just to make sure I know what I'm doing. Big gun right here, and then tiny one right here. And he's supposed to hold the other one, but to make it look symmetrical, I'm just gonna put it in his other hand. Alright, well there we go. That was something. Alright, so we got our boy Vortex. It's pretty cool. The Combaticons kind of came to life. At least in the G1 continuity, when Starscream just found some abandoned like military like vehicles on an island. I say military like because Blastoff's supposed to be a space shuttle, so I don't know how you include that into the mix. Unless you use something else in G1. Because no Combiner Wars, he was an airplane, but then they released Bossov as a spaceship because people were like mad. But yeah, I mean, he looks pretty cool. The grade's a little bit lighter on camera because off camera it is a little bit darker. Yeah, it's a little bit darker off camera, so keep that in mind. Same with the blue. The blue's a bit lighter, but on camera it appears to be a little bit darker, so yeah. Oh, okay, he has like little missile things that can articulate. Dude's just packed with firepower. Holy dino. But yeah, pretty cool. Better people are guessing he's like retooled from the aerial bots because they have very similar transformations. But I think it was said he's a unique mold. It's just they share elements of it because of how they got transformed. So I don't think he is a retool. But yeah, let's go over the articulation. So he has a very expressive head because of the ball joint. Arms, if the bloody boss didn't fire at me, now where did it go? Oh, it went behind. Arms, it's probably easier if you have this tucked back in, but they can do a full 360 if you don't have the rotors in the way. If you have the rotors in the way, it might be hard, so you gotta keep that in mind. They can go out that far. Okay, he has a bicep swivel. He has a bicep bend. I'm not going to debate at the wrists to mold it in. Which, depending if you look at the instructions, Vortex is going to be a skeleton combined, which I've never liked the skeletons. It means they can do what they want with the bot modes and not have them be compromised for the combiner mode. But I do think some people do prefer for them to actually be part of it. With that case, then get the Combiner Wars version. He does have a waist articulation, surprisingly. I thought he wouldn't because of this backpack. Legs, they can kick out that far. They can kick back that far. They can kick out that far. You have a leg, well, I guess a thigh swivel. I think this is like about 90, maybe a little bit above, a little bit under, who knows. He does have an ankle tilt, a very surprising ankle tilt, and you can kick his leg back a little bit, because there's a little bit of motion, see? So you have a little bit of leg back, or I guess foot back. But yeah, pretty cool. Alright, well, before we go any further, let's go into those size comparisons. But before we do get into size comparisons, I will have a link to my thoughts. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Let's go into the size comparisons. But before we do get into the size comparisons, you want to know my thoughts and opinions on the size comparisons featured in this video. I have a link to their video in the description down below and the icon up above in case you folks want to check them out. And apologies for that one wasn't even me. But up first we have from Transformers Prime Beast Hunters, Deluxe Class Skystalker, which he is very crooked. Ding. Okay, Skystalker is taller. Even just not even like putting the wingspan count, he is just taller. He is sometimes hard to stand, but I still like him. Maybe I should get the Predacon version of Abominus, because yeah, I might, unless they release one that's cooler, but yeah. Alright, you were standing before, why aren't you standing now? That's the only complaint I have about this figure is he doesn't stand there. It's stupid, but it's the best we can do. Fine, I guess I'll just hold you up like this. He does stand sometimes, like I said, just because of the way his legs are. But then up next, we have from Transformers Legacy United, from the Infinite Universe, Deluxe Class Shard. I would have whipped out Sandstorm, but I just don't feel like putting him into a helicopter today. Which is sad, because I do want to use him for his most, but it's just like, oh, the only complaint about triple teams is just like, you gotta transform it, and then transform it again, and then again, and then again. Like, I like him, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't complain. Which is weird because I want to get Astro Train because next year he's supposed to get released in the Studio Series line. And then lastly, we have from Transformers Legacy Evolution, Core Class Starscream. Have to bring in the creator. Yeah, I should probably invest in a bigger version. But who cares? Alright, let's get him prepped for copter mode. Alright, so let's get him started to helicopter mode, which I gotta whip back up in instructions real quick. Step 1 is to remove it, but you don't have to, you don't want to. You can keep the rotary blade on, so that's an optional step. Step 2, you want to rotate his head 180, so he's like looking at his rotary blades. Oh, okay, you want to bring this up because it's like a covering for his face, so you want to make sure that's straight. So yeah, it's just like a face cover, it like sits right there. Then for step 4, you want to take this piece, bring it down, because that's like his little landing gear thingy. You probably also want to remove all of this stuff. And just like keep it off to the side. And according to the pictures, it looks like they're engaged, so you may want to bring these back down. But what you want to do next, for the actual next step, is rotate this 180. Then you want to close up his feet. Then you come back over here and... Oh, okay, just supposed to disengage that. Combine his legs. That sounded awkward. Then you want to collapse his legs into the little cavities. Well, yeah. They're tapped in, so you gotta just be careful. Do that. And then you want to close these back up. Then you want to, for some reason, bring this back around. Okay. Oh, wait. You're supposed to clip back in his legs and back as well. There we go. Then you bring this back around. And it just soft clicks into place. Put that down for a second so I can read what's next. Okay. So you want to take his arms, bring them out to the side. So he's kind of doing like a T pose. Then you want to rotate his arms. Let's see, if we're looking at, oh, okay, I'm stupid. You're supposed to look at the back like this. And then you want to rotate his arms till you see the Decepticon symbol. His arm, are his arms supposed to be out of place? Yeah, I think they are supposed to be out of place. No, because they're supposed to be at the same angle. Okay, now they're at the right angle. Okay, now they are. I just had them rotated wrong. Okay, so you want to take this side and shimmy out the rotary blade like so. Oh wait, I missed a step. What am I supposed to do? Okay, so you're supposed to take the little missile thingies and they're just supposed to rotate up like that. The arms are just supposed to naturally bend. Then you want to take that out, his rotary blade. I get it. you're supposed to have his arms rotate like that, but then you're supposed to rotate that down so then you can see the fist. Okay, yeah. I don't get it. What are they trying to tell me to do with this glue on? I guess nothing? Because, like, if you look at the stab, it says something with the blue on, but I don't get it because it looks the same on my toy unless I did it by accident. Oh, I'm stupid. Because the whole time his arms are out, but I already put them in, so that's just a step telling you to close in the arms. Alright, then once you do that, you just wanna okay, you just wanna collapse in the arms. Alright, I fooled. I gotta look up a video. Alright, so I did one arm just to get it done, but you're supposed to like feed the arm underneath this thing, and then they're supposed to clip, so let's see if I can do it with the other arm. And if not, I may have to cut the camera, but I hope I don't have to. There we go. You fix it up. Then you want to flip this out so it matches. Yeah, just flip out that little piece right here because it's normally like this, but then you want to just flip it out. And then what they say you're supposed to do for the next step is you're supposed to bring it back into the rotary blade and place it in, but if you didn't take it out, then you're technically done at step 18. And then what you can do for storage-wise for the accessories is you take them by the clips. That looks stupid, but I can see why. But you take them by the clips and you're just supposed to slot them in like so. Oh wait, I'm stupid. That's the bigger gun. You're supposed to take the small ones and you clip them in. Of course, it's they say you're supposed to have them both facing backwards, but your toy, so I'm going to do what I want. Then you take the big one, and there's two clips at his feet, which then you can just put in right here, and boom, there you go. So now he's all gunned up because he even has missiles up here. So dude's packing heat, which I mean it's probably because Starscream, he wants them to pack heat. They're called the Combaticons for a reason. Yeah, there's Vortex. Nice spin of the rotary blade. Yeah, pretty cool. I assume this is for combiner mode, but I don't think I'll be able to get that out, so I think I might be screwed. Well, no, they're on both sides. I don't know what they're for. Well, you're supposed to plug it in like this, so... Then again, we had the instructions, so we could have told, but I guess we were just guessing, because we assumed it was supposed to go in like this, but I thought you're supposed to go in like this. Watch him release this again as Game Edition for the Fall Cybertron, because I think he was in the Fall, not War. But hey, he looks really clean for a helicopter, like... Yeah, and you have your landing gears right here, and you use his head also as one, so he's like off the ground, kind of, and you'd be like... Then you'd be like, fly away. But yeah, pretty cool. Like I said, yeah, he goes in like this, so... This part's supposed to be facing up towards Bruticus's head, while this face towards Bruticus's legs. And, yeah. But, I mean, you know, since he's part of the skeleton combiner system, you can put on Superion or Menasor, because I think it's supposed to be, like, for a scrambled city, so you can make your kind of own combiner, I guess. But, yeah, pretty cool. Just fixing my playmat. But, let's go over those alt-mode size comparisons. But, up first we have from... Up first we have from Transformers Prime, Deluxe class, well, Transformers Prime Beast on Deluxe class Skystalker. Which, I mean, yeah, Skystar could beat him out because, yeah, he's a beast. It's also hard to get into some poses, but I still like him at the end of the day. It's just hard to do stuff with him. But yeah, Skystar could beat Vortex. Up next, we have from Transformers Legacy United, Infinite Universe, Deluxe Class Shot, who spins longer. Well, we know who spins longer. But yeah, pretty cool. Honestly, this one still has some firepower because usually it's just like rockets or boosters. But I think if you flip them backwards, you can use up boosters, but front ways, you can just use them as like blasters. So yeah. Actually, who's bigger for a helicopter? Shot beats Vortex by just a smidge, but Shot is the bigger helicopter, and I believe Sandstorm would also beat out Vortex. But I mean, these two are deluxes, so that's why I want to see who's bigger, but obviously Sandstorm's going to beat out Vortex. And then lastly, we have Transformers Legacy Evolution, Core Class Dustgreen. Pretty cool. It'd be cool if we could get like more core class combiners. Like I wouldn't mind seeing a core class like Devastator or Predaking in the future if they bring back like the core class scale. I would happily collect them. I mean, technically we can kind of get them because of blockies. I mean, there's nothing for Predaking yet, but they do have a Devastator out and they're starting to work on a blockies Bruticus. So yeah. But I think they're bigger than core class. I think they're like a small deluxe in scale, so yeah. Plus, when it comes to blockies, like I like the Transformer stuff. I want to try on the other stuff because it looks a little bit cool. Like I want to try on the Cypher and Trizod and the Darth Vader. Those are some stuff I want to get off of them. Oh yeah, and that Iron Man, that looks cool as well. And maybe like I think one of the small versions because I think I got like a Pikachu or something. But yeah. Well, that's been a look at Transformers Ages of Primes, Deluxe Class Combaticon Vortex. I'd like to thank you folks for watching this unboxing video. Folks, did enjoy this unboxing video, give the video a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, apply as fast as I can, or if you made it this far, comment your favorite team member from the Combaticons, or if you have a team member from a Pacific verse like IDW or G1, you can say like, for example, I like IDW Brawl specifically. You could do that if you want to be Pacific, or just say you like Brawl, just for example purposes, or you could just leave a comment in general and I'll apply to them as fast as I can. And subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop a new video /short/stream. But until next time, toodles.